Good morning. Good morning. Stop that music a moment. How are you guys? Good. It's good to see you all. I wasn't expecting this large of a class, because yesterday when I looked at it, it was like 5 or 6 people. So this is a nice, pleasant surprise. Yes. Yesterday was Mother's Day, and I did teach yesterday, and I'm rolling that theme over to today. The problem is I can't roll my practice over today because I had my weekends mixed up. I don't know about you guys, but I still feel like what we've been through the last few years has totally thrown me into a time warp. And I can't keep my days straight. I can't keep my week straight. Of course, I'm also perimenopausal, so that could have something to do with it as well. But anyway, I had in my mind yesterday, I'm like, oh, I'm doing an Ashtanga class on Monday morning, so I'll just do that for Sunday morning. And anyway, then I realized last night, oops, that's not for 2 more weeks. So now that you've heard that, just be aware, I notified Jen last week, and I'm like, hey, I'm here for Memorial Day if you want me to teach a special class. So I'm going to do that on Memorial Day. It'll be an hour and a half. And we'll do an Ashtanga-ish practice, because I don't do it just like Ashtanga, but a more blissful type of Ashtanga. And then we're going to end with the waterfall chakra meditation, which was going to be legs up the wall. So expect legs up the wall for that particular meditation. And I think that's it for that. So I'm going to have to change up my practice today, because I don't want to give you that same flow. But we're going to start off with a little centering and breath work. And then I wrote something out yesterday that I started the practice with. And so I'm going to be reading that to you to be contemplative with. I would suggest sitting on, Camilla's sitting on a folded blanket, I'm sitting on a bolster, you can sit on a block. I do suggest something, though, to sit on. And when you kind of rock forward just a little bit on that prop, you're going to find it gives you more of that neutral pelvis, a little bit more of a springy action in your spine. It should be a little bit more comfortable. Let's go ahead and start with some breath work, and then I'll tell you what to do for our contemplative practice. So take your left hand over your heart. I'm not going to mirror you. Your right hand over your belly. Close your eyes. Think of that machine outside being like a drone, a drone sound, right? And start to mindfully breathe in and out through your nose. Feeling the movement of the breath beneath your hands as your lungs expand on the inhale and deflate on the exhale. Sometimes the hands resting on the body this way is a great way to come back into your body. Especially since we were being so conversational before class began. So come back home to yourself, drop back into your heart. Allow your breath to be the invitation to go there. And after taking 3 more deep yogic breaths, we're going to do Parvantasana, seated mountain pose. Adding in a different pranayama technique. So on your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Place your palms together, bending from the elbows, widening them apart. Feeling that elongation in your vertebrae, the upliftment in your chest. And let's take a deep breath in. And then suction the belly in and up, and hold the breath briefly at the top, trapping the prana at the heart, and then exhale, let it all go. Replenishing breath in. Retain at the top. And now release that stale air and toxins out of the lungs. One more, take a deep breath in. Briefly hold. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, you're gonna take your arms around in front of you and you're gonna lean into your palms. And you're gonna close your eyes. Continue your breath work. We all have shared the same mother. And this is Mother Gaia. This is Mother Earth, who has provided so much support, so much of our basic needs. A good mother gives freely and provides unconditional love. As mothers are typically the backbone to the family, Mother Earth is the backbone for life. If it were not for your mother, you wouldn't be breathing right now. And if it wasn't for the perfect placement in the universe, the perfect atmosphere, and this perfect place that we call our home, that has all of these abundant treats, we also wouldn't be breathing right now. Mothers can have a magic touch to heal our wounds, but it's Mother Gaia who provides the healing herbs and medicines and tinctures to heal our wounds. Your mother encourages you to climb mountains and to reach for your dreams, while Mother Earth provides the mountains to climb and the inspiration to dream. A mother's boundaries wants to protect you and make you a better person, but it's Mother Earth who enforces the boundaries and equally provides protection. A mother's smile offers you comfort and joy, but this great Mother of Earth provides the conditions, the awe and beauty to make us smile. May we give utmost gratitude to this beautiful mother we all share. Take a deep breath in. Breathe it out the mouth. You feel as though you're releasing your love down to the earth below. And gently build back up to your stance. We're going to take the fingertips now down beside the hips. We're going to inhale, reach that right arm skyward. And as you exhale, slide your left hand over and take a curve in your side body. Side bending is similar to back bending because it helps to open the heart. Side bending can also break through the tension that we tend to house around the lungs. Firm mentally as you hold, strength and courage fills up my body cells. Inhale, gently build back up, and then exhale, lower the fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left arm is going to reach up. Exhale, slide your right hand over and take the side bend here. So I downloaded an album that I didn't even know was downloadable because it's a number of years old and it was before I ever downloaded music. I actually had the physical copy of the CD. But this is a good friend of mine, Amy Barnes, who I consider to be my bhakti teacher. She leads kirtans, or used to lead kirtans. And this particular album is called The Daughter of Bliss. Her mother, Julie Russell, was one of the first yoga teachers in the Nashville area. So I look at her as being the Nashville yoga mama. Inhale, gently build yourself back up, and exhale, release the hand down. We're going to move away from our prop, and we're going to get right up to flow. So let's come to stand. When you come to stand at the top of the mat, you're going to spread out the base of both feet, line them up on one plane, stack onto the leg bones, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, and feel this gesture that represents grace, gratitude, the salutation seal, as well as unison. And then inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. Exhale, begin to swan dive forward and down to your Uttanasana, your standing forward fold. Now let's be here a moment, just because the hamstrings are one of the tightest things earlier in the day. And let's see if we can gravitate the head and the heart a little lower down towards the knees. Not with the intention to touch, not by pulling with the arms, just through your internal awareness. You know your body, you're living in your body. So if you need to bend the knees, you can do that. On your next in-breath, come halfway up, lengthen out through the spine, look out with your eyes. And then as you exhale, you're gonna plant your palms, you're gonna step back to plank and immediately drop to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, you're gonna lift to upward facing dog unless you want another type of back bend. Exhale, rock and roll over your feet to downward facing dog. Plug the hands into the floor, stretch up and out through your wrists, up and out through your shoulders, and up and out through your seat. Feel as though you're sending the energy from the earth up to meet the heavens above. Keep the eyes peeled open. Maintain your breath work. And on your next in-breath, you can meditationally walk, lunge, or float the feet together to the top of the mat, immediately coming up halfway. And then exhale, spill down, belly, chest, head. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana. And then exhale, bring hands down to the heart. All right, we're going to continue this type of sun sal. Inhale, open and expand. Exhale, fold as you hinge from your hips. Inhale, let's lift and lengthen out halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, you're closing in at the same time, stepping back and dropping low to that type of push-up. Inhale, open your heart, throat center. Exhale, use your core. Draw that navel in to roll it on back. Feel this blend of strength and flexibility, this blend of effort and ease. On your next in-breath, let's find the way up to the top of the mat, yogi's choice. Creating some space between the two halves before you close back into self. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, bring hands back down to this beautiful gesture. Inhale. Open yourself up and exhale, a moment of introspection. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to your Chaturanga Dandasana, that four limbs dash pose. In and open up, strengthening the back, firming the glutes. Exhale, coming back into the inversion. Letting your neck relax, setting your drishti at one point. That one pointed concentration leads to better focus. And that internal focus is what creates the meditation. Next in breath, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, let's release. Inhale, use that in-breath to come up, to stand tall. And exhale to return to where we began. All right, we're moving on. Inhale, bend the knees. You're coming to your Utkatasana chair position. From Utkatasana, we worked on this a lot the other day, but remember to give some extra exertion in your upper body to create that equanimity through your feet. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, pop up, gaze out. Exhaling, step it back. Lower down, building that upper body strength. Inhale, you're on the rise. And exhale, you take the counter position of down dog. On your next in-breath, your right foot is gonna step forward and up between the hands. You're gonna offset the left foot, and you're rising into warrior one. That front knee stays bent, back leg stays straight. And then your own experience will determine whether or not you want to attempt to square the hips. If that creates any discomfort in the SI joints, allow it to be more neutral. Exhale, bring the hands down and flow. Remember, there's ways to amp it up, there's ways to modify. You don't have to wait for the instruction or suggestion to do that. Inhale, left foot steps forward, back foot drops down, coming up, Virabhadrasana 1. Really push down through the heel of the back foot. Make sure you're not leaning your torso forward, but your head's over your shoulders are over your hips. Palms face one another. Exhale, hands down. Continue to move it on back. Once you rock and roll back, be here, breathe here. If you're constricting the back of the throat, using that Ujjayi breath, see if you can sense how the breath swirls through the throat, creating that audible sound. Inhale, feet come together at the top of the mat, lifting halfway. Exhale, roll back down and in. Inhale, knees bent, arms lift up, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. All right, this is where we're going to start to change it up. Inhale, take chair pose. But you're going to bring your hands down to your heart. You're going to lift the left foot off the floor. You're going to cross the ankle on top of the knee and maybe sit down a little deeper. If you're near a wall and need it for balance, you can use it. Good, you'll have to build up a little bit to lower the left foot. Inhale back into Utkatasana chair. We're gonna do the right side at the end. So fold straight down. In, halfway up. Out in Chaturanga Dandasana. Into up dog or another back bend. Exhale, rock and roll down. Okay, we're changing it here. We're gonna inhale, step the right foot forward. Left heel spin straight down to the sticky mat. We're coming up to Virabhadrasana 2. Arms reach out shoulder height. Thighs roll open. Hips open. Gaze down the front fingertips. We all hold a lot of power, strength, and resilience inside. We study the chakras that typically stems from the core of the body. So try to activate your Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, hands down, spin off the back heel. Right foot, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Into up dog or cobra. Out to down dog or child's if we need it. Left foot's gonna step forward. Back heel swizzles down. Arms cartwheel up, warrior two. And then if you glance at your front foot and cannot see that big toe, try to externally rotate that hip more. If you feel like you're shrinking in your low back, use that locking lever at the belly, zipping up through your midriff. If your shoulders are hiking towards your ears, create some separation. Exhale, hands down. Step back and float. Breathe here, breathe here. You can meditationally walk, lunge, or float the feet to the top of the mat, coming halfway up. Exhale, spilling down. Inhale to Utkatasana. Hands to heart. The rested right side at the end. So picking up the right foot, ankle crosses over the knee. Sit down a little deeper. Balance does shift from side to side. Focus eye, focus mind. Affirming my body is no burden, it is light as air. Good, inhale, plant the right foot, circle the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart, straighten out the legs. All right, we got one more sun sound, and then we're moving on. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Left foot's gonna lift, ankle crosses over the right knee. Okay, you have one option to be here. You have a second option to take a hold of your foot and knee to straighten out the right leg and to do a standing form of pigeon. From here, maybe see if you can come back. Ankle to knee, hands to heart. Left foot down. Inhale, arms up. We'll end it with this right side when we come back. Fold forward. Inhale, pop up. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. You can bounce back to that pose. I just don't feel like it today. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, from here, inhale, right foot steps through. Back heel swizzles straight down. Right hand's gonna come to the inside of that right foot, and the left arm's gonna reach up. Now, you can do one of two things. You can take the left hand to just reside on the hip, or you can thread it behind your back. You could also bend the right arm, hook that hand underneath the thigh, but then you have to recorrect. You have to tuck the right sit bone under, and you have to stretch the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Bringing your shoulder back to meet your right thigh. If it's separated away. Release the half or full bind and unwind. Right foot plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Into up dog. Out to down dog. Inhale, left foot through. Back heel spirals down. Left hand to the inside, or stack the elbow to the knee if you need to modify, of course. The right arm reaches up. You're welcome to stay here if this is needed. So choose to be here. To take your right hand to your hip, to thread it behind your back. And then if you want to explore dropping the left shoulder, hooking their hand under, and then re-straightening the spine. Beautiful, breathe. Breath is the most important part. Good, release your hands, unwind, frame that front foot. Last vinyasa here. At least for the sun cells. Vinyasa can mean a lot of things. Inhale, feet to the top of the mat. And halfway up. Oh, release that down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart. You know where we're going. Right ankle over the left knee. Balancing chair. And if you want to move to standing pigeon, take a hold of the underside of the knee, the underside of the heel, bring it with. Let your shoulders slide down the back. Ready? Stacking, hands to prayer, returning, balancing chair. Solidify the foot, bring the arms up. Straighten the legs, hands to heart. All right, ready to move on. From here, you may want blocks for this, I don't know. So let's just have them there just in case. And your right foot is gonna step back. When you step the right foot back, quite a distance, but it doesn't have to be such a long stride, because we're basically doing triangle, reverse triangle, and pyramid. Okay, so yeah, swap it out. So inhale, lift your arms up first. Straighten your legs next. And we don't want to lock the knees. It's not like we're pushing the knees back, but we do want to lift the knees. So lift through the knees, stretch out over the left side, and then come down to the body with that left hand or to a block with that left hand. Spread the fingers wide that are lifting up. Make sure your head's not drooping, your ear's not sinking towards the left shoulder. Roll the left shoulder back even. And so if you can't gaze towards the top hand, that's where the energy is being directed. If that's too much for the neck, leave it out. But affirm energy and joy flow down to me. Good. Now, as you exhale, let's bring the right hand down. So maybe your hands are to the floor, maybe they're on the blocks. But we need to relocate that back foot. See how it's a little awkward? So you're gonna hop the right foot over and around. So the toes are turned in more at an angle, but that also means that your right thigh and hip can spiral around towards the front of the ring. Good. From here, have your hands on the floor or blocks, but stretch out through your back. Feel as though you're trying to send your tailbone to the back of the room and the crown towards the front side of the room. Good. On your next out breath, let's buckle the arms and let's start to bow over and down. And if you want to release your hands from the blocks at that point, you can. The hands can move to the sides. The hands can actually move back behind your left leg, so the fingertips are pointed towards the right foot. That's a prep for another pose, Gratitudasana, which we're not doing today. But it can take you a little deeper into the pose.
When you're ready, you're gonna stand your hands back on the blocks. You're gonna stretch long through the spine. You're gonna take your hands back to your hips. You're gonna really ground those feet, ignite the legs. Be strong in the lower body and slowly back up. Good, once you back up, your right arm is gonna sail overhead. As you exhale, you're gonna slightly turn to the left to bring the hand down to the shin, down to the floor, or down to a block. But we're gonna roll the left shoulder open and take reverse triangle. And then at that point, you can see where I have that freedom to lift that left arm. There you go. You had a big crinkle here, and now it's gone. Good. One more breath. This is not an easy pose. It is a hard pose. Let's just admit it. Exhale, bring the left hand down. I heard Renee whispering, this is hard. Slowly come. You say your feet are screaming?
I have arthritis. Bouncing's really hard.
I was about to celebrate you because you're trying to work on strength and the gripping of the feet will build the strength.
I have to.
But I didn't realize you had arthritis.
Yeah.
Okay, step the back foot forward. Okay. Left foot back. This isn't even where we're going. Open the arms out. Okay, at first look at your back foot because your toes shouldn't be so turned in quite yet. They're in a little bit, but not so much. Almost parallel to the short head side. And stretch out your arms. And then notice what you're doing with your legs. Can you pressurize the feet? Can you lift up through your knees? Can you activate those legs first, because that's your foundation, before you lower the right hand to your body or to a block? Just really quick, okay? So you're kind of rounding this way. So I'm going to back you up here. And you may have to lift the hand, but that's okay. Now you're stacked. You feel the difference. Locate this hand here. Instead, you can stack shoulders. Feel the difference there? Yeah. Good. When you're ready, let's go ahead and lower the left hand. And again, notice how that left hip's kind of like, what? Right? So we have to hop the back foot over and in. So then the hip's like, oh, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So now we're headed towards that pyramid pose. Now you can determine here what size of blocks you want to use, if at all, but we are extending out the spine. Push back through the tailbone. Radiate forward with your heart and then slowly start to buckle the arms and start to back. Now you can still use those blocks. There's no reason why you can't. But you can also set the hands to the sides. You could also take them in between the feet, because you may notice that takes you a little bit deeper into the pose. That may be wanted, it may not be wanted. So just listen with the intent to hear the answer. And then create an affirmation for yourself. I give myself over into the flow of grace. I'm having to give myself grace recently because yoga helps me with my, my demeanor, my attitude, my moods. But I've mentioned, I'm menopausal, so I have my moments where I get really moody now. And then I have to give myself grace instead of feeling guilty about it. There's a good reason, a scientific reason. Now bring your hands to the blocks. Lengthen out through the spine. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly start to come up, come up, come up, slowly and intentionally. All right, now we got that big bold one. Left arm's gonna reach up overhead. Exhale, we're gonna slowly start to turn, landing the hand to the shin or to the block, either way. And then you're rolling the right shoulder back. At the same time, you're sliding the right hip back and kind of tucking it in. Now, you're starting to curve. So you're gonna stretch out your spine back.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
okay, the arm has to go up.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Balance.
I got.
Sweet. That's beautiful. This is so good. That's so nice. Good, good, good. Breathe. You guys are doing awesome. All right, you ready to escape that pose? Bring that hand down. And then step it back to the front, or you can come up first or step to the front. Either way. And then come up to stand. I know it's a lot. All right, we're gonna bend and lift the right knee. You can catch it with your hand, or you can take the first two fingers around the big toe. If you decide to straighten the leg, be sure not to compromise the pose by tucking the tailbone. Your left thigh goes back. Your tailbone's neutral here. Adagustasana A. And then lower, exit when you need to. And front those feet into your mat. Right hand to the hip. Balancing and holding your left knee or tagging the toe. Adagustasana A. Good, and release. Okay, I need to check my time. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay. So we're gonna practice something we haven't practiced in a long time. And it's how to do something with C. Okay, so C is where you're leaning forward, using both hands to catch the knee, and then hinging over. However, for those of you that straightened your leg, there's an extra bit of challenge here. If you want to try it, which is grabbing the bottom of the foot and stretching the right leg out.
Jesus.
Okay. That's all. You go fit right into now. Okay. Left leg standing. And it's okay just to modify. Don't feel like you have to go for that big one, because this is a lot too. When you're ready to exit, you can exit. And those of you near a wall, if you're really wanting that straight leg, but you're too scared to do it solo, pop the leg up and do it at the wall, right? So helpful, okay? All right, second side. Right leg standing, left knee cupping, folding, or gripping and extending. Okay. So I have the tendency to want to lock the knee in this pose when I'm stretching the leg out. So I have to bend the knee to avoid it. And that's okay. All right, exit out of that. Shimmy shake, shimmy shake. Get all loose. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back down towards the floor. Hands to prayer. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, this time palms together overhead and fold down the middle. In and halfway up. You can even use your hands to prop on your body. Exhale, hands down, step back, flow. So I used to be able to jump through with straight legs, but honestly, since the pandemic, I haven't done it. And I'm too nervous to try right now. So we can look forward towards the hands, bend the knees, and we can crisscross the ankles and slowly sit down. There's a couple things I've just happily given up, you know? Sexton legs. It's like, it's okay, whatever. All right, take your hand, pull the flesh out from below. And feel how that gives you that little pelvic tilt forward, as if you were sitting on that blanket or prop earlier. Maybe not as pronounced, but it's there. Flex the feet, arms overhead. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. So affirm mentally within, I am safe, I am sound, and good things come to me, bring me peace. I had a student one time who loved that affirmation, and she was driving and got panicked and was full of anxiety. And she called me on the phone and she goes, give me that affirmation now.
I'll be doing this.
And I started reciting it. She started using it. All right, inhale, slowly come back. Hands are gonna move back behind your body, and you're gonna lean into those hands, and you're gonna slide your feet back, and you're gonna inhale, lift to altar pose or reverse tabletop. And then exhale, slowly come back down to your sits bones. Straighten out the left leg. Come back to the top of the sit bones. Take your right hand, bring that right foot on over. Turn your left toes up. Define your quads. Lift your arms overhead. Crisscross your wrist. Fold over and catch your calf or your foot. Okay. And then I want you to roll your belly button over towards the straight leg. Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, come up. Stack your hands to your waist. Roll the shoulders back and wing the elbows back. Good. Then scoop up underneath your right foot. Once you pick it up, you can decide. So notice where your hands are. I don't want your hands here. I want it under. Yeah, it's the safest way. And then bring the foot to rest on the left side of your lap, if it's possible. If it hurts, if you have a lot of resistance, you're gonna bring the foot down. Now look down, because your navel should be above your heel. And if it's in the right place, you're good. If it feels safe, you're good. But the right arm, you're gonna twist and circle it behind you. And you're gonna just walk your hand over to the sacrum, to your waist, or find the foot. Don't worry if you can't find the foot.
Can I move my foot?
I did.
No, okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And then turn back to face the front and lift your left arm. Now I know sometimes we fold, we're not folding today, because I really want this action with the shoulder. And if you're not holding your foot and you start to fold, your hand may slide and you won't get as much of an opening here. So I want us to stay. Good, one more deep breath. This is a great pose in and of itself though. All right, exhale, let's release. Give a little roll back to that right shoulder. Plant your right foot, hug it in, lift your chest, take a spinal rotation. Exhale, unwind. We're gonna catch the right foot on the pinky toe side. You're gonna lift it up, pulling the bow pose. Left arm stretches out. We're gonna do a second variation of pulling the bow pose, which is catching the foot, crossing it over, and the right arm reaches out. So yeah, that's it. All right, now you can either have one hand here to the knee, one hand to the foot. It's different from standing pigeon, because standing pigeon, there was an angle. We want the shin more parallel to the floor. Okay, or you can do the cradle hold, because now we're getting back to our theme of the great mother. Inhale, lift to the crown. Exhale, cradle by squeezing in. Inhale, lift, and exhale, you're cradling and holding and squeezing the right leg. And then you're moving into rock the baby. And for fun, we haven't done this one in a while. You're gonna slide your left foot in. So I've told you a story about Ashtavakra and how when his mother was carrying him in the womb, she'd go to the temple and, listen to the priest so that the baby was already absorbing the teachings. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. Hold the foot with your left hand. You're gonna duck and push back the right leg with the right arm. And then set the hand down. And when you release the foot, the leg has to squeeze the arm. Then the left hand comes down. And somehow we gotta lift our seat, right? That's heavy. So we have to lean forward to take the weight off the buttocks, to put the weight in the hands. And then we lift the left foot, crisscross the ankles, and we start to lift the buttocks and stretch the legs out. Ashtavakrasana.
Oh my God.
It's an arm balance.
That's amazing.
It's not as hard as it looks.
Really?
Yes. Because you're not leaning forward enough. You just have to, once you have the ankles crossed, you just have to lean forward. Think chaturanga, lean forward. Yes.
Okay, I'm all on hook now. Hang on. I gotta get tight in there. And then this one goes over.
And your leg squeezes so that your hand can go
Hold
down.
my legs together. Sorry, guys.
Woo!
Almost. You were like way over and over there.
Well, you can too.
Oh my God.
It's just new for you.
It's like a magic trick.
Well, I'll tell you, I've had students over the years that like to drink. And they come back to me and say, that's my party. Oh, party trick. Party trick. I am not suggesting that. Okay.
I used to have some party tricks.
Flex your right foot, left foot in. Inhale, lift the arms. Crisscross the wrist the other way. So if it feels the same, it probably is. And then catch your calf or foot. Spin that belly button over towards the thigh. Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, bring it up. Scoop underneath the foot. And here's the reason why. If you're like, why? Because if you hold the knee or hold the front of the foot or shin, the knee's gonna lift. And that's going against grabbing the underneath where the knee can spill down. So we want the knee to open. Doesn't have to spill down towards the floor. It just needs to be able to externally rotate open. And then knee one line with the heel. If this isn't cooperating, leave it out. The foot can go back to the floor. And then circle that left arm behind you. You may need a little nudge with that right hand in order to catch that foot. And again, don't worry if you can't find it. Turn back to face me, reach the right arm overhead. And then notice, where is your right foot located? Be on the center of the heel, toes lifted, splayed. Good. Good. Exhale, release the bind. Lift the left knee, plant the foot. Hug it in, extend your vertebrae. Left hand behind your left. I love this. This is the whole reason I'm playing this track, the soundtrack, because this song's about the great mother. I love Kali. It's about Kali Durga. Listen to it. The Shakti Kundalini is that divine feminine energy. Right, exhale, let's unwind. We're gonna catch the outside of that left foot with the left hand. We're gonna lift it up, pull it back like a bow. The right arm reaches out. So this is what's preparing the hip. Well, we've done a lot of things to prepare the hip. Yeah. But this is the same action where we duck and use the arm. Okay, so just want you to see the similarity of that. And then catch the foot, bring it across, left arm out. And then the hand hold to the knee or cradle hold with the arms. Lifting and squeezing. 2 or 3 times over with the breath. And then of course, rock the baby nest. We can't do a pose or a theme based on Mother's Day without doing something related to the mother. All right. Now let's swap hands. Right hand to the toes so that the left arm's freed up and we can duck and then push that knee back. Hand down, right hand down, and the calf has to squeeze the arm. Sorry if you're sweaty, it may slide. If you have slick pants on, it might slide. And then you lean forward. You can slide that right foot in to create the hook of the ankles. Awesome. Look at you with that. That's awesome. Cool. That's so cool. Yeah, so good. Okay, that was our big pose. We had a few big poses, but I mean, that was like the, I guess, pose. So I had some other stuff planned, but I'm running out of time. Let's end. We've done enough inversions. We've done enough twists. Let's end with happy baby pose. Again, go back to this idea of the mother. That we are all children of the same shared mother. Victory to the mother. Good. When you're ready, let's prepare for our Shavasana. And I will hesitantly turn this down. That's usually when the kirtan turns into a big dance hall. It's in that song. So I'm gonna let you choose how to line up for your corpse pose. Maybe you want traditional corpse, maybe you want to bolster to make the pose restorative. I love that Stephanie sent legs up the wall. You all have your own body to listen to and to pay attention to and to cater to. You know what your weekend's been like, you know what your energy is like right now. So honor that, please. I am gonna play some drone-like music. There are days when we come to the mat where it's a little harder to settle and still the mind. And that's why we pay attention in those moments to see if there's a technique that we can utilize, whether it's the breath or sound or sensation or using mantra or a symbol or something to meditate with. I thought today we could meditate on some sound. I didn't bring in my bowls, but I did bring in some chimes. So once I have them ready, I'm going to come around and share this with you. One of them is stuck, so I'm just going to use one.
sound. Let's begin. Feel the flow of our breath. Let's begin to exit the pose that you chose. Sitting up in a more formal manner. Sitting with the eyes closed, the awareness tuned in and up. Hands together. Let's send universal vibration, one of the most ancient mantras. Let's chant it, but instead of doing a typical way of bringing the arms up overhead and the hands back to the heart, let's lean forward and come back to our palms, remembering how we started this whole practice. And let's om down to the earth. Take a deep breath in. She deserves two more. Take a deep breath in. Breath in. The gratitude to beauty and bounty that our great mother offers. And bringing your hand back to unlimited life in me, honors, and bows respectfully to the beautiful, radiant, divine light within each of you. Let's land here.